Hello there, welcome to the channel, hopefully welcome back, but also greetings to any newer people joining in. So what we've got today is something I've been wanting to try for quite some time. We have our contrabass clarinet metal-inspired project, which has been going very nicely, very enjoyably. We've been working on blending dry signal with fuzz, using the signal blender and the Jackson Audio modular fuzz. I should mention that the setting we're using here with the modular fuzz is the one that we were working on in one of the recent videos. It's the Fuzz Page Mark II setting that we've been doing. I guess it's kind of a super setting where we've been noodling with trimmers to get maximum effect. We've also got the Sentry noise gate going on here, another thing that we spent some time on. And also we've been producing some compositions that we've been having fun with, that draw inspiration from the metal music that we've been listening to. Now, what we're going to be doing today, though, also draws inspiration, especially from guitar playing. We've got the Superego Plus joining in. Please forgive the rather rough nail polish. Somewhat emo, goth, metal perhaps. But back to guitar inspiration. One of the things that we cannot do with the contrabass clarinet is create sustain like a guitar does. Now, of course, I can sustain a note by continuing to blow for as long as I want, but that's not the same as some of this ambient metal stuff, thinking specifically of Sun and a couple of other favourite projects. One of my favourites at the moment is K.A, a Canadian almost ambient doom project. Also Earth, of course, and Earthbong, which is another, I guess, slightly lesser known one perhaps. But all of these feature long periods of beautiful fuzziness, which I cannot do unless I do circular breathing, and unfortunately that does not work for the whole range of the contrabass clarinet for extended periods. So, enter the Superego Plus. What we're going to be doing is using it for some fun sustain. So we've got it in auto mode, and auto mode is basically kind of like a piano. When you're holding down the sustain pedal, any note that hits it becomes sustained essentially indefinitely. In the Superego Plus, that will depend on this knob, the decay knob, which we've currently got turned up to infinite decay. Oh, sorry, infinite sustain. We've also got the layer knob set so that basically any sound that enters it will be sustained indefinitely. Now, we are still using the samples that we were using to build the fuzz tone. So I'll give you a quick demonstration of that. The Wally Plus, we will be talking a little bit more about the Wally Plus later. Now, this is the sample that we've got going, and it's worth noting that we've got the clean signal boosted as high as it'll go on the signal blender. When auto mode comes on, we haven't got it engaged yet, but we've also got both dry and effect boosted maximum. So unity gain is around 1 o'clock on the Superego. So this is our sample. This is basically in the bass range of EQ. See the previous video for that. So what we're doing is turning the volume up and down. The reason that we're doing that will be explained shortly. But what we're going to do now is engage the Superego Plus, auto mode, no effects, and this should give you an idea of what it does. So you can hear there what it's doing is holding the first two notes of that sample. And because the layer knob is where it is, every sound that hits it is stored in the infinite plus, the infinite sustain. So it's probably going to be one of the lower notes again. So let's see if we can get one of the higher notes. Just let it run. There we go. So with that all now in the infinite sustain, we can put on the effect, and the effect I've got it set to is a filter. And of course then there's also the resonance of the filter. And that's kind of ridiculous, but you get the idea. I love the effect. There's so much on the Superego Plus. I mean, it's such an amazing pedal. Actually, the first pedal that I properly bought for myself. I'm very happy with that choice, going back several years now. But a lot of the effects get pretty intense. It was a really great introduction to those effects. But you can hear how it's possible to really get it simple. I'm going to put that resonance. Yeah. Put it there. Yeah, it's too much. There we go. But yeah, anyway, you get the idea. So let's turn that off and turn the sample off just for a second. Now there's a few different places that we can go. There is also something worth noting. Let's look at these two knobs very quickly. Threshold is the sensitivity. We will be getting to that in a little while. This is actually not the first time we've tried this. We gave it a try a little while ago and had some difficulties. That's why we'll be talking about threshold and the Wally Plus. So basically though, what threshold does is it sets the sensitivity for a sound triggering the sustain, or the capture, I should say. So the other thing is the gliss. The gliss is kind of like a slide between two notes. What we're going to do now though is, for now, we're going to turn the gliss off, so that there's no kind of slide between notes. And the other thing we're going to do, and this is the thing that I'm really happy about with this pedal, that it actually, you can choose how many notes it's actually going to hold. So when it's all the way up here, it will accept any note that hits it. When it's here, it'll have maybe 2 or 3 notes going at a time, but when it's all the way this way, it'll actually only be capturing 1 note at a time. So what that means is that when I play the contrabass, the last note that's played is what will be held in the sustain. That is what I want to demonstrate right now. Then we'll get to the gliss. So let's turn this on. Let's make sure that that's all the way up. So here we go. So you can hear that's captured. And now you can hear that all that's playing is that high note that we hit. And then when the sample starts again, you can hear how that's what's being held. Oh, on its way down there, the sample. Does that make sense? I believe it does. And there we go. So let's hear what it sounds like with the gliss. This means that it'll gradually change from one note to the next. Let's see where we are in our sample. You hear there's that period where it changes from the one note to the other note. Let's put the gliss all the way up. I'm not entirely sure why it didn't stick with that last note. Hold on. Okay, it's because the gliss is up so high. But you can hear how it gradually changes. I don't plan to use the gliss except perhaps as a special effect, but like that's the idea behind it. So I'm going to turn it back now. And you can hear how now it's just capturing. Let's just have a little bit of fun with that and see if there's like a little bit of gliss, how it sounds. Yeah, you can hear how around there it really doesn't make that much difference. But it does at that there. Yeah, the gliss does seem to add, as you can hear, kind of like a pulse. So, personally, for now I'm just going to leave it all the way down. So you can hear it just goes straight to whatever the next note is that's inputted. Okay, so that's the basic idea there. Let's turn that off. We've got the gliss set how we want. We've got layer set to 1 where we want it. We have shown you the filter, but also we will be coming back to that in a minute. Now, here's where things get quite interesting, because what we want to do is bring in the fuzz. So we're going to set these guys to unity gain, and we're going to set this to the usual setting there on the signal blender. So this is like our usual setting with the fuzz and the signal blender and the samples. The fuzz boosts things hard. So hopefully this will you kind of see what's coming here. We've got the fuzz engaged now. Now with the Superego. Sustain now. And whenever I introduce a new note, that's the note it goes to. Now we can turn the effects down. So that it's distinguishable from the main note. If we want it to do 2 notes or more, we hit that. There's that rhythm going on there between the 2 notes. I mean, if we make basically all the layers. We've got that big mess there. But this is where the effects might come in. With the filter, we can tame that somewhat. There's still that pulse in it. I mean, maybe there's nothing we can do about that, maybe not. Maybe it's actually an effect that we quite like. But that's where that might come in. Let's take things back to 1 layer. I mean, to my mind, that sounds pretty awesome. Clever about it. We can add it's a flanger, or phaser, sorry. No, flanger. I think without the fuzz. You can hear it in there. Let's turn it up a little bit, speed-wise, and then with the fuzz. So that's the idea. Back to the filter again. There we go. And that's that. So that's the idea. I think that has some potential to it. I do think that we need to have a think about that pulse that goes on in the frozen signal, in the sustained signal. Find some way of making that a little bit prettier, perhaps, or at least taking advantage of it somehow. Maybe some kind of echo or delay would smooth that out. It's yeah, it's definitely something that needs experimenting. But the fundamental idea I really like. And I'm very excited about playing with this a little bit more. Just to finish off, what I would like to do is show you the little problem that we were having earlier. So we'll get rid of the fuzz, turn these guys back up to where they were. So this is perhaps something, a review of the Wally Plus looper now. But it does relate to what we've been talking about. So basically, the main reason I got the Wally Plus is because with an app that you can download on your computer, it's possible to upload and download things from the Wally Plus. So samples is what I mainly bought the Wally Plus for. Uploading things onto it, being able to play them. It's also proven itself handy as a just as a general little looper to have around, and it operates as efficiently as many other loopers do, the usual kind of system for capturing and overdubbing and that kind of thing. It also has this super cool speed thing on it, which I love. I'm just going to give you a blast of that. Are you there? Is it too quiet? Oh wait, the volume's down. There we go. Oh dear, let's put that contrabass down an octave. Okay, so you get the idea. Now, all well and good. There is one big problem with the Wally Plus, which is a volume problem. With the volume knob, when you turn the volume down, it turns down whatever is recorded on the looper. It also turns down anything that you play into it, which is a huge disadvantage. So, you know, maybe you've got your stuff recorded, your loop recorded, and you turn it down. If you still want to play it, you can't do it. It just shuts off the through signal as well. To my mind, that's a huge design problem. But fair enough, you know, just using it for fade outs at the end of a song, useful for that. So the other thing I've noticed though is that I have been getting, especially in these videos, it's noticeable in past videos, when I've been turning off the looper, it has been making a sound, and that sound has been causing problems with the Superego. It's noticeable in past videos, not just the sound of the thing itself on the video in the microphone, in the camera, but also in actually through the line as well. So there was me playing around with this setup a little while back, where I was like, you know, doing this. And you can hear that even though it's switched on, let's turn that off as well. Even though it's switched on, there's nothing going. So you can hear that there's something in the Superego Plus, but when I push the button, it's not sustaining. And the reason is, and this is what was bugging me, what's happening is the Superego is picking up the click from the off button as the next sound to be copied, and that's essentially what it's doing now. It's holding that click sound. It's just too quiet to be audible. And so I played around with the threshold and had some mysterious things going on there, and that helped somewhat because the signal became too small to trigger it, but it wasn't right. So that's why I've been using the volume up and down on the sample the whole time, which I'm going to show you now. There we go. But if I go, it stops sustaining because the click from the machine has been taken as the next sound to be held by the Superego Plus. So, one of the little foibles that I have discovered with the Wally Plus, and could be that it's just the pedal aging badly, but along with the volume thing, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not sure if I would recommend the Wally Plus to folks. Yeah, unfortunately. It may still have its uses, wonderful if so, but yes, do be aware of that if you're in the market for a looper. So, that's what I wanted to show you today. The Superego Plus as a substitute for guitar sustain. Usually, I guess, created in the guitar through, especially the electric guitar, as feedback, as we hear in Sun O and these other groups. But we will be taking that further at some point, I'm sure, using it in some songs. I am looking forward to that very much. So, I hope this has been interesting for you, at least as interesting and fun as it's been for me. What are your thoughts? Are you enjoying the fuzz sound that I've got going here? Any idea, any thoughts about the Superego Plus, if you own one, or if this is your impression of it? Curious to know what folks think. Thank you for sticking around, and do enjoy the rest of your day.